compound next to Eastern Credit Union. Season's greetings from our house to yours. Furniture House, your choice for affordable.
Christmas coming, yeah. Make every home safe for children to be. Every child has a right to be free. Protect us from violence. This Christmas make our home a sanctuary for us. This Christmas.
A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
A woman's word.
Tune in every Monday at 1:30 p.m. for A Woman's Word. A Woman's Word, hosted by Minister Wendy H. Lewis. The rights of men and women, gender-based violence, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, personal development, and much more. A Woman's Worth, hosted by Minister Wendy H. Lewis, every Monday at 1:30 p.m. right here on I-95.
This program is sponsored by the Corporate Training Academy, Straight Talk with Wendy online TV series, Caribbean Woman Honors and Empowerment, Trinidad and Tobago Chapter, and the Gender and Child Affairs Division.
So you got vaccinated and party now start. From cinema to restaurants and gym and outing, which is special for him. But remember, even in your special bubble, COVID-19 can still cause trouble. Even if you're young and strong, there'll be family and friends you could pull down by the decisions you make. So for their sake, remember, outside of your home, especially if you're not alone, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, maintain your distance, and do all you can to build your own resistance. We all
stronger together. This is a message from the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society.
Christmas coming, yeah. Make every home safe for children to be. Every child has a right to be free from violence, exploitation, and abuse. Make our home a safe zone for every boy and girl. This Christmas, be merry, protect us from violence. This Christmas, make our home a sanctuary for us. This Christmas.
A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
The central bank is completing the transition to polymer banknotes. The public is reminded that from January 1st, 2022, only the new polymer banknotes will be legal tender in Trinidad and Tobago. From that time, banknotes $1, $5, $10, $20, and $50 bearing series dates prior to the year 2020 can be redeemed for value indefinitely at the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. For details, visit our website at www.central-bank.org.tt or email us at info@central-bank.org.tt or call us at 621-2288 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Central Bank TT. Download our interactive currency app CB Noteworthy today to see the security and other features of the polymer suite of banknotes.
More than 2,000 years ago, the light of a miraculous star brought hope, announcing the birth of Jesus. This Christmas, we can renew that hope by being the star that illuminates others through our good deeds. Visit lighttheworld.org and find simple ideas on how to live the true spirit of Christmas. Light the world with love and be a light in the lives of others.
A woman's word.
Tune in every Monday at 1:30 p.m. for A Woman's Word. A Woman's Word, hosted by Minister Wendy H. Lewis. Topics will include the rights of men and women, gender-based violence, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, personal development, and much more. A Woman's Word. hosted by Minister Wendy H. Lewis, every Monday at 1:30 p.m. right here on I-95.5 FM.
A woman's world.
This program is sponsored by the Corporate Training Academy, Straight Talk with Wendy online TV series, Caribbean Woman Honors and Empowerment, Trinidad and Tobago Chapter, and the Gender and Child Affairs Division.
Recipes?
Check.
Mixer?
Check.
Bakery quality lotus flour?
Check.
Get inspired this Christmas and wow your family with the best hops bread using Lotus Baker's flour. Lotus, the confidence to create.
So you got vaccinated and party now start. From cinema to restaurants and gym and outing, which is special for him. But remember, even in your special bubble, COVID-19 can still cause trouble. Even if you're young and strong, there'll be family and friends you could pull down by the decisions you make. For their sake, remember, outside of your home, especially if you're not alone, continue to wear your mask, wash your hands, maintain your distance, and do all you can to build your own resistance. Eat healthy, exercise, get enough sleep. We all have to play our part in keeping each other safe.
We're stronger together. This is a message from the Trinidad and Tobago Red Cross Society.
Christmas coming, yeah, 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 yeah. Make every home safe for children to be. Every child has a right to be free, free from violence, exploitation, and abuse. Make our home a safe zone for every boy and girl. This Christmas, be merry, protect us from violence. This Christmas, make our home a sanctuary for us. This Christmas.
A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the European Union United Nations Spotlight Initiative.
The central bank is completing the transition to polymer banknotes. The public is reminded that from January 1st, 2022, only the new polymer banknotes will be legal tender in Trinidad and Tobago. From that time, banknotes $1, $5, $10, $20, and $50 bearing series dates prior to the year 2020 can be redeemed for value indefinitely at the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago. For details, visit our website at www.central-bank.org.tt or email us at info@central-bank.org.tt or call us at 621-2288 and follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Central Bank TT. Download our interactive currency app CB Noteworthy today to see the security and other features of the Polymer suite of banknotes.
Hello world. Hello world. This is www.i955fm.com, Trinidad.
This Sunday on episode 52 of Ion Dependency, it's the final show for 2021.
If you're hearing this promo, you're one of the blessed ones who have survived the pandemic thus far. But this Boxing Day, we pay tribute to those we have lost in 2021 and commiserate with everyone who is missing a loved one this Christmas. Plus, Garth and Natasha look ahead to 2022 when I, on Dependency, will celebrate 20 years educating you on the air. We thank all those who tuned in, listened, and supported. You don't want to miss I on Dependency this Sunday from 6:15 p.m. Listen live on I-95.5 FM or watch live on the I on Dependency Facebook page or YouTube channel. I on Dependency. We don't just share stories, we change lives.
This is Eye on Dependency with Garth and Natasha, Sundays at 6:15 p.m. on the most influential name in radio, I-95.5 FM.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, we here. Good evening, we here. Imagine that, we here. Good evening, Natasha.
Imagine that.
Good evening, Natasha.
Good evening, Garth. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Dependency. This is our final show for 2021.
Yes, indeed. And we thank her for making the journey up to sit with us and bring this trip. This we are about to take this evening. Shortman is on the other end. Mr. Hinkson is on the other end. And but we are happy to be here as usual. You know, this is a duty for us, really. And we just can't come and sit and talk. We put together a nice package for you this evening that I know you'll appreciate. And we want to say again, Merry Christmas to all of you. Those of you who had one. I know I lost my mom like 2 weeks before Christmas 6 years ago, and it was kind of surreal because my mom was a Christmas person, and you know that matriarch that keeps everybody together, especially around Christmas time. She was no longer there, and so I know how many of you would be feeling today. I could identify with that. And so in that regard, especially to the different arms of the protective service that we'll be paying tribute to today.
Indeed. We know that 2021 was one of tremendous loss for persons in Trinidad and Tobago, for families, and for those of us who know someone or who have lost someone close to you. As God said, we send special greetings to you. We know this Christmas would have been very difficult for you. Even if, the departed was not a Christmas person, it's always sad to spend a time where you're supposed to be with family and friends, and they're not around. So we want to pay tribute to those that we have lost in 2021, and as God mentioned, paying attention to the protective services, those families who have lost loved ones.
Yes, and from COVID or otherwise, excuse me, because we have from the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, we have prison service, police service, and there's a combination from the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the retirees, the veterans, Trinidad Coast Guard veterans, put together a nice little video of people who would have passed this year. And so we have condolences from the TNT Regiment, condolences, and then there's a surprise too. There's a captain in the Air Guard. I don't want to call his name. He did a nice piece of the virtual concert the regiment had, the Defense Force had, and we're going to play that for you. If you could recognize the voice, if you could join us on YouTube or Facebook, please do. You'll see who it is. The man, he shocked me and all. I didn't know this captain could have sing. That's good, and
kind of Pavarotti
something. Yeah, it was nice. It was really, really nice. I'm really impressed, and we decided to share it with you this evening. After we pay all the tributes, that would be the song to say, well, yes, we pay tribute to all of you. And then there was a Bollywood proposal some of you would have missed in town. I think that was in Central. Yeah. We have as a little light moment. However, if you have a picture of the person or you've lost someone during this year, you can feel free to post it up on our Facebook page. That's the Dependency's Facebook page. Feel free to post it there, and we commiserate with the families who would have lost during this time, either from COVID or other means. It's really a sad time of year when a person can just depart unexpectedly, especially. And it's so unfortunate. But we're going to pay a nice little tribute, and then later on we open up the line and some of your calls. We're going to speak with Ms. Camille Tate. Remember her? We had a toss-up of some of the programs that really touched us this year. And this is a young lady who lost her 2 sons. So we're going to chat with her. Some of you came through with your donations, and we want to say thank you very, very much for coming through for her as you promised, except for the man who wanted her to send an next picture. And I was telling her, I was preparing her for that. We still have sick people among us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
And I want to
Don't
let
wanna
some of you
take advantage.
Yeah,
of
and
the
unless some of you
situation.
may know when somebody's in need, that doesn't mean that they need what you want to give them other than a little helping hand. And it's really sick of you to really, I won't call the name because, this is not what we are about. And I'm always wary that when you call someone first and last name, you include their family. And I don't know if you have a wife and children or you have sisters. I don't want them to know the sick predator you are.
They should know though.
But that's for God to let them know. That's not our job. It's okay. But just leave the woman alone. Okay? Because and from the time you hear man started, you're really pretty boy. That's a nice picture. You want to send an next picture from me. Anytime you see they come with that, you know they're on foolishness. And you remember what happened with Nadia?
Yes.
Right. Man took off our toe inside standards and said, just choose what you want, and then the bottom line is come go and buy me afterwards. Lord. Anyhow, this is not a day for that. We just want to say thank you for those who came through for the young lady. And as I said, if you have a picture or a name of someone you want to post up just to wish them farewell today, please feel free to do that on our Facebook page. And thank you for joining us. Thank you all very much for coming through this evening. I know a lot of people will be liming and all of that this evening, but
yes, taken
Yes.
in the last bits of 2021, we know that this is a time also for us to reflect on the time that has passed and to look forward to the future. So a little later on this evening, we will also share some of our plans for Iron Dependency in 2022, during which we will be celebrating
20 years
on the air.
Imagine that, folks. 20 years. 20 years every Sunday we came to you all to educate you all. That is not easy, Especially, if it was, Natasha and I have developed a routine over the last 20 years of coming to to bring Dependency to you. And just picture this, coming up, I would come up with the topics. So I had to come up with a full year of topics and interviews 52 times. And Natasha sitting in front of that computer more than 52 times to get everything sorted out for you all and so that we can properly educate you all. I really hope that we made a difference in your lives. I really hope that we up to today, that's what gives me the hope that we had 2 calls today, one for gambling and one for marijuana, and looking for help for their relative. So I know in some ways we would have been reaching you all, and I thank you all for that support. 20 years we're talking about, folks. That's not an easy journey. We don't depend on the newspaper to bring this talk show to you. This is deep research, a lot of research and hard work to continue to do this program. And later on, we thank all those who started with us and who are still with us. So after this break, we're going to start with a tribute video to the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. They would have lost a few people. We didn't capture all, but at least we
pause to recognize
pause to recognize our servicemen and women who have been doing human service for us despite what's facing them out there. So let's go to this quick break, and we'll be back with our first tribute video to the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. We'll be back.
This is reality radio at its best. I on Dependency on I-95.5 FM.
Fireworks and scratch bombs. I don't know which one I hate more. My dogs get into a state every time there's any festivity or occasion in Tobago where not just government but also residents, and even tourists and the neighborhood kids and you name it, people coming from Trinidad, I don't know, are doing all of these pyrotechnics. And I mean, the things that we have gone through with our dogs in the past, well, they have gone through. I cannot even begin. It's been horrible. I've often thought that they will die from a heart attack. This thing has to stop, please. Stop. Enough.
Ah boy. Feel like going and buy myself a senorita tonight.
Nah. You know you might be promoting slavery.
Slavery? What you talking about?
Hey, Sunday slavery or human trafficking is just what some of these people just do. You know some of these women were tricked to come here. Some are held against their will, abused, and even beaten. Most times the girls don't even see any of the money that is paid for them. And every night, they just have to come out looking nice and sexy for somebody like you. Human trafficking is a serious problem and a serious crime. Persons who solicit commercial sex services may be contributing to human trafficking. A message from the Counter-Trafficking Unit of the Ministry of National Security.
As we are in the holiday season, here are some fire safety tips to safeguard your loved ones and home. Always use proper holders or receptacles to secure your candles. Maintain 2 ways in and out of your home. Flammables, household chemicals, and cleaning agents should be stored separately. When cooking, stoves are not to be left unattended for a prolonged period. All gas cylinders must be properly connected and hose clips secured tightly to avoid gas leaks. Family members must be aware of your evacuation procedures, and the muster point must be identified. Under no circumstances should you re-enter your home in the event of a fire. Remember, fire safety begins with you.
You're listening to I on Dependency with Garth and Natasha, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, folks, thank you very much. So, things without further ado, remember we're paying tribute to different arms of the protective service and you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, who would have lost loved ones. And you know the protective service close to our hearts, right? And that goes without saying. And thank God Natasha's brother is retired, he's still alive. But he retired as a warrant officer, class 1. But you know, we would have lost a number of them. So this evening, we will, as I said, if you have anyone, and no, Alison, we're not getting old, we're just getting there.
Well, talk for yourself. Only one of us past 60.
So remember, if you have a picture that you can post on our page of someone that you would have lost, you want to say a final farewell to them, please feel free to do that. So, Mr. Hinkson, let's go to the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service. As we say, condolences to the ones they would have passed, who's watched. Sergeant Anselm Williams, Rajesh Bisun, Marlon Douglas. Among all the others who would have departed, these shows from the fire service, we say condolences to you and the families of Muhammad Sergeant Williams, Bisun, and Douglas. We say condolences to all of you who will be grieving and missing them at this time. As I said, it's not a nice time to lose someone. Yeah?
Certainly. And we give thanks as well that we have now developed a relationship with the TNT Fire Service. We had 2 excellent shows the last couple of weeks with them. And we hope to maintain our relationship in the future because we know that the fire service always turns out when they're needed, you know, they're waiting. They might be barbecuing and and lifting weights, but they're always there when we need them. So we need to remember that, you know, that they're there and rely on their knowledge and expertise in matters of safety. So we're grateful that we now have this relationship and look forward to more collaborations in 2022.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency. Yes, we're here to see this Boxing evening, and we are paying tribute to you, those who would have passed during this time, especially those of the Trinidad and Tobago, of the Protective Services of Trinidad and Tobago. So now we can go to B one time, go to the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service now, and as we offer condolences to them, and we know what happened to some of their officers in this year, you know. Without going into much detail, we are aware of what has happened to them, and we say condolences to them as well. It's not easy to lose a member, because remember, they belong to two families: family they have at home and the family that they serve with. You know, and so there are two sets of people grieving for them. And let's go to that Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service. And condolences to the family of Nixon Lokai, Rudy Bissoon, Nigel Jones, Trevor Surratt, and all the other officers who would have parted this life. And I know you are familiar with some of the officers who would have left us as well. So we say condolences to them and to their families and the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service. Ah, boy. Let's go to Trinidad and Tobago Police Service now. That we will share with you as well from the Trinidad. Well, you know, the police service, I think, they were hit the hardest. Yeah, they lost a number of officers this year. But
to COVID especially.
So we have Sheriff Ali, Selvin Lajean. And those of you who just joining us, if you remember some of the names of people that would have passed, you can feel free to share it with us. If you have a picture to share, you can share. You can join us on our YouTube or Facebook channel, Facebook page. And to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Mukesh Sukram, Anthony Nicholson, Glenroy Daniel, Hayden Spencer, Lyndon Jacob, Gary Harvey, Egbert Willis, Nakila Thomas, Frankie Sammy, Anil Manik.
There's more. I think the video stopped.
Right, sure.
There's a few more.
Right. So these are some of the people that you have lost in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. Vanessa Stout, Tony Ramlal, Eunice Neptune Allen, Anisha Khan, Odell Guy, Rhonda Martin, Earl Hercules, Mark Alia, Sean Woods, Ian Regis.
And these are some of the police officers who we would have lost this year because of this, especially for the virus.
Lester Jones,
Lester Jones, Anderson Bernard. To the families of these folks, we say condolences to you all, and hope you all hanging in there and staying strong for the rest of the family. It would not have been easy losing these folks at this time because, the amount of plans would have gone into preparing for Christmas. There are people who really love Christmas and would have started making plans for Christmas coming, and now you're spending it without them. It's not a nice feeling, we know. So, to you all, we say condolences. Yeah?
Indeed, yep.
So, when we return, remember we have some more stuff for you all from the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment, also the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard veterans. There's a nice little tribute video with background vocals, vocalized by Anselm Douglas, who is a former Coast Guard officer himself. He's still alive, thank God. And then we have that rendition of Panis Angelicus. Angelicus. Panis Angelicus. Done by someone from the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard. And I seen someone after will identify who it is, but man had no pause raising, man. It was a good effort. Really, really good effort. So let's take that break. Second block, short man. And we'll return with more. Stay right there.
You're listening to Eye on Dependency with Garth and Natasha. Reality radio at its best.
Go, Sona. I come in. And don't give me no attitude there.
You have Shiana manners, boy. I wish I had your touch, boy.
You have to groom them. First, you have to target them. Scope them out. See if they have low self-esteem. Family problems, Then you move in and gain the trust.
I like your glasses.
After that, you feel a need. Some of them like nice things like fancy phones, hairdos, clothes, food. It have ones who only looking for somebody to care and listen to their problems. You feel me? What's important though, you have to isolate them from the people. Let them believe it's all about you and them.
I care about you.
Then you get through.
Nice.
Look one right here. Try thing now.
A message from the counter-trafficking unit of the Ministry of National Security.
This Christmas season, here are some fire safety tips that can save your life. Check extension cords for visible breaks in the insulation, which can expose the internal wiring. Refrain from overloading individual electrical circuits by using extension cords and adding multiple outlets. Do not run extension cords under carpets or across doorways. Use UL listed extension cords and decorative lights and follow all instructions provided. Do not use interior lights outdoors. Green tags for indoor use only and red tags for outdoor use. Refrain from cutting off fuse protective plugs or decorative lights, which is a safeguard. Do not connect more than 3 decorative lights per electrical circuit. Use insulated hooks to hang decorative lights. Unplug all decorative lights before bedtime or leaving your premises. Remember, fire safety begins with you.
As pretty as they look in the sky, fireworks are indeed a hazard to both animals and humans. In my own experience, the last time we were inundated with firework noise pollution was on New Year's Eve 2020. I had 3 cats at the time and they tried everything possible to find a dark hole to hide in to escape from the noise. Behind the washing machine, inside cupboards, they were just in a panic. And I think we should seriously consider an alternative to the noise, because it really is distressing for animals and to humans as well. My husband and I were trying to have an anniversary dinner and that was spoiled because of the noise and the fact that the cats were agitated. So I am appealing for a ban on fireworks in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't need them.
With Garth and Natasha, Trinidad and Tobago.
jamming.
Hongi parangin, hongi parangin.
We jamming.
Hongi parangin, hongi parangin.
We jamming.
Hongi parangin, hongi parangin.
Every day and night, yes, we play the parang ride to keep you satisfied. Say we going on and on, yes, we going from dusk till dawn. Right here by your side, that's why we jamming.
Hongi parangin, hongi parangin.
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 To ask her for some black cake with a glass of ginger beer to keep me satisfied. She said I'll give you what you want, but just please don't stop this jam. Keep going on and on, that's why we jamming.
Hongi parangin, hongi parangin.
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 Right, that's the sound of Ronald John, goes by name of Rondon, son of Debbie Selvon, brother of Kai Selvon. And that's his contribution this year. You'll be hearing more of it before we go. But thank you very much. If you just joining us, you're listening to Independency, and we are paying tribute this evening. We take your calls in a while. So if you didn't get a chance to send them greetings, remember the phones were down and all of that, you can have that chance this evening to send some greetings. The death of Nigel was particularly heartbreaking for me. Nigel. Okay.
As a police officer.
Or the police, okay. Nigel or prison officer?
Prison officer, maybe.
And remember, we're doing some tributes to them this evening, members of the protective services especially, who would have passed. And now we have, from the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment, a condolences video. Hinkson, let's go with that. Right, so this would have been, press pause a little bit. So these would have been some retirees actually from who would have served in the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. A lot of them are passed this year. We lost a lot of old ones this year. So let's go with them. All right, so let me just be sure that you all understand what we're doing. And some of the names I've forgotten. Natasha, you want to share them?
Quentin Cole, Winston Chambers, Andre Superville, Steve Briggs, Harold Boland. That name I know. We interviewed him for the 1970 series. Michael Benjamin.
Johnny Hawkins, Don Robertson, Abraham Mahmood. And that's who remembered, folks. You know, these are some of the
old soldiers,
as we call them, who would have passed this year. And a lot of them was really shocking, especially Don Robertson. You know, that one was really shocking. Johnny was ailing for a while, but yeah, these guys served their country. Boland just went to bed and didn't wake up. That was weird too as well. So thank you very much for joining us. And now we will go to the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard veterans. They put together a nice video of a combination of folks who would have passed, and the vocals you would hear from Mr. Anselm Douglas, a past member of the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard. So let's look at that tribute. And those of you listening on the radio, we'll call your names so that you could be in on this with us.
I see some old retired generals put on their medals as they pay final respects to one of their own. I hear some old familiar voices singing some sweet, sweet songs as they help to guide the chariot home. Will the ranks run deep from recruit to field marshal as we all stood and gave a final salute. Hey, boy, enjoy your big sleep to meet again. Yeah, 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 and that is the truth. But a general gone, yes, a general gone. Oh, a general gone, it must go on and on and on. Look at general gone, a general gone.
So able seaman Ricardo Emmanuel left us from the Coast Guard.
Kino O'Neill, ex-Coast Guardsman.
And Coast Guard would have lost one up to yesterday. Able seaman Thomas. Condolences to his family.
Corporal Calvert, Charlie Coy, TTR.
Yes, he actually was murdered by a young man for Carnival a couple of years ago. Petty Officer Madu from the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard would have left us.
Senior Aircraftman Pancham from the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard.
Yes, Suzanne Lovell Hines, retired WD Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. Yeah, she, that one was shocking too to me.
Petty Officer Wayne Cesare.
And Petty Officer, is Coast Guard. Chief Petty Officer Winston Churchill George.
What a name.
Condolences to his family.
Leading Seaman Dexter Marshall.
Another Sergeant Christian Guevara from the Trinidad and Tobago Air Guard. There's a transition as well.
Jesse James from the TTR.
Yes, this was another shocker. Jesse James, Trinidad and Tobago Regiment. Commander Kayam Mohammed. Kayam dead? Okay.
Chief Petty Officer Wesley Haynes.
Petty Officer David Alexander. Condolences to his family.
Dennis Dupu, TTR.
Warrant Officer, who was that? Air Guardsman Panchi. Dragon.
C.K. Smith, the Dragon.
The Dragon boy, okay. Petty Officer Bonaparte passed away as well.
Sergeant Jarvis, TTR.
No Dragon died. Chief Petty Officer Nore, condolences to your family, his family.
Naval Seaman Francois, the young guy, Coast Guard.
Yes. Commanding Officer Kent Moore. Yes, he will have lost Kent Moore this year.
Sure, that was his nickname.
Yeah, Kent Moore.
Ordinary Seaman Jassy Richardson.
Superville A. Charlie Coy, Trinidad and Tobago Regiment.
Able Seaman McDonald. That was Ceylon.
Leading Seaman Rameshwar. And of course, Anselm Douglas is still here with us, folks, so don't panic. Just Anselm.
Fleet Chief Petty Officer Villarreal.
Yes, Fleet Chief Petty Officer Villarreal. He would have transitioned as well. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency, and we are just saying, oh yes, Chief Petty Officer Chinapu, condolences to his family as well. Leading writer Lal Bihari. And we are just showing some of the faces.
Lieutenant Commander Donald
Mohammed. Yes, remember him? We pay tribute to him on this very program. Leading Mechanic Marshal.
Chief Petty Officer Carl Carabon.
We're just showing some of the folks who would have passed this year, people, and just paying tribute to them. Petty Officer Walters. Never used to pass me any place. Walters used to stop and wind on the glass and call him for his seat. Good man, that. Petty Officer Pierre.
Able Seaman Simmons.
Wow, cool. Those real. And this the track you hear in the background, the vocals are from Anston Douglas, former Coast Guard rating. Petty Officer Small.
Fleet Chief Petty Officer Winter Roach, aka Scruffy.
Chief Petty Officer Romani. And if you're just joining us, you're listening to Independency, and we are just spending the Boxing Evening with you, just to say condolences to the families of people who have lost loved ones. If you have someone you want to shout out to, a family you want to shout out to, please feel free to do that on our Facebook page. Randy, Cecil, Francis, Francois,
Kalahal
Madu. Oh.
Well, at least they did incorporate some other formations, just the Coast Guard Regiment and Air Guard as well. And we know that Coast Guard and Air Guard have a special relationship, but it's good that they included all the formations in this video.
Yes, folks. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas to all of you. Good evening, Beverly, Leon, Carol, Pearl, everybody who's joining us, who are joining us this evening. Thank you very much for being with us down to the final Sunday in the year. And we are really happy to be here with you all. Thank God we're still in the land of the living. And we're just here to give thanks with you as well. And we're going to open up the lines in a while. We haven't heard from what's going on with Diego Martin and Mano and Bagamoni and
Larry boy. We haven't heard from Larry for a while. I hope as well.
Yeah, Larry. Okay.
Yes, miserable as he is,
yes, and
don't know any land.
And Kathy and Yvonne and all the folks who started with us, this journey with us, 20 years of our independency. We haven't forgotten you all. And Zena, I don't know if she's in Tobago or Trinidad, but I know. So this song, this video now is from the captain of the coast, the Air Guard I was telling you all about. This man had me, paws raising and everything, listening to him, and this was a virtual concert done by the Defense Force. And we're going to bring this virtual performance virtually to you now. And see this man, and see who listens on the radio, see if you can guess this voice, who it is singing here alongside another person, another rating. Short man, let's go to it. You get the
Angelicus.
Panis Angelicus.
Become bread for mankind. Heaven's bread puts all foreshadowings to an end. The body of the Lord will nourish the poor, the servile. Anis Angelicus, et panis Domini.
voice of the man in charge of the Air Guard, Captain Kester Weeks, and his son. I guess it's his son. I hope it's his son, Dimitri Weeks. Let's listen to some more.
Each body's coming in. The Lord calling because victory still be known. Parades me not believe. Men do not dominate.
And that was you, Air Guard, Captain Kester Weeks and his ordinary seaman, Dimitri Weeks.
We think it's his son. I guess I could see the resemblance. Could be his son, yes.
Well done.
Well done, yeah.
Well done. Not a bad attempt at all, my gentlemen. Well done. Proud of you, Captain. You know you're a good one, and I'm really happy to see you all. This was an actual, you all can find it on YouTube, the entire virtual concert put on by the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force with a combination of musicians from the regiment and Coast Guard, and it was wonderful. Well done, gentlemen. Well done, I must say. You know, it's
good stuff.
I must practice that number, Panis and Angelicus. That was nice. So, folks, thank you very much for keeping us, as I said, keeping us on our toes, keeping us active. Let me tell you something. Dependency saved my life. I brought Natasha on board with this kicking and screaming. Well, not kicking and screaming, but I had this idea. The phone call I made from Flatbush in Brooklyn to Natasha was to start this program. Because I was out at Trinidad and Tobago, gone. But something kept telling me I had to do something to save other people from walking the road that I walked, because I knew I was not a bad person. I knew that. My mother grew us up observing all the tenets of justice, law, everything. Taught us how to pray. Used to wake us up to go to church every Sunday. We sleep in his licks to get up to go to church. And she still had me. I still happened to her. So this is the reason why Dependency was born. And time was Joan Newell Williams, most of all, who should celebrate her birthday yesterday actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So happy birthday to Miss Joan Newell Williams. When I went to her and said, hey, I really need to do this, she said yes. And that's how Dependency started. And then Rudolph Thomas came, then Dr. Emery Brown, and here we are today with the Counter-Trafficking Unit and Ministry of National Security.
Yes, almost full circle. We made the rounds with ministries in New York.
But it wasn't easy, folks. Trust me, it wasn't easy. You won't want to hear the other side of this. Keeping Dependency on the air, Trust me, you really don't want to hear it right now, not today. Maybe next year, please God, when we actually doing the air review.
Chronicle the 20 years.
Yes, when we chronicle the 20 years, we tell you all about the journey. It wasn't an easy journey.
No.
But God kept us. For some reason, God kept us, because I knew what was coming down the pipe with regard to crack cocaine, especially in Trinidad and Tobago. And since then, the list has grown tremendously. And, you know, someone sent us an email regarding their son and gambling. And the way the father described this is as if the son using crack cocaine. Same signs, same symptoms. So it's not easy out there, and I wouldn't wish substance abuse and any type of addiction on our worst enemy. It don't matter. It's okay. We're doing this from the love of our heart, and we hope that every time we come here, you all would have learned something. Sherman, let's go to that. There was a proposal in Central just recently. I guess it's in Central.
Yeah.
But a Bollywood style.
Like Shagwana's Main Road, yes.
Yes.
Bollywood style.
A real Bollywood. No, so folks, we are to show you all
really,
this.
I mean, you can't not smile when you watch this, because it just shows you, even in the middle of the road, literally.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's just a testament to, you know, love, I guess.
Yeah.
Love and spontaneity and you know, happiness.
Real Bollywood business, I tell you, the only thing the man leave out was the tree. For them to run wrong
I
and
wish he had
kiss
used
and
one of the lampposts. The lampposts, he could have used one of the lampposts, but I guess, you know.
Well, just to put a smile on his face.
Yeah, he was very focused and very, you could tell he practiced this.
He practiced, yeah, man, dancing. You see dance move for this brother.
Yeah, no, it was really
nice. No, we had to share that with you all this evening, just a lightning moment after all those condolences. So, Shortman put up the video, and let's see if we could describe what we see
Don't mind the
there.
stragglers. They come in between.
So what we have is a scene set in the middle of the road.
What looks like Shagwana's Main Road.
It looked like Shagona's Main Road. AD wagon with a national flag in the back and a speaker. And this speaker blasting, of course, Bollywood music.
I think the people on the side know what is about to happen, but of course the passers-by also, you know, a little curious. You see a man crossing the street just now, but
Yes.
when we get to the action, you'll see.
Yeah,
what
Papi just find himself in the middle of the man dance sequence.
You
I don't know
understand?
how he end up there.
So,
But watch my boy Ramajin now. He pull the lady in the street, right?
yes.
He's in the street. Papi move.
You yourself, you don't understand how he end up in the middle because, but look at the action. Look at
Watch
action
my
here.
boy dance here now.
Action.
The mask. He pelled the mask one side. I tell you, the only thing missing was the big salmon tree. He spin wrong. And this time the lady is standing in front of the AD wagon now wondering, what is this going on? You know, but my boy dancing, you know, robot and thing, slide. He do everything. You know, he's dressed in a white pants, black shoes, and red shirt. Now he's on one knee, and he make sure and put the rag under the knee.
Yes, so he pants to get dirty.
So, and he's about to propose to this lady. And there's she got the ring, and she said yes. It's so nice. It's so nice. So I hope we ask God to bless this marriage, and you know, hope they want to make plenty children.
Papi good. I guess he's giving them his congratulations.
And the lady is she's all smiles and her glasses on, and she's with her rose in her hand, and this was real nice. Well done, partner. Well done.
Yeah,
That is love. That is how many men out there belly to do that? You could do that.
Spontaneity, boy. You can't be that. You can't be that. You impress everybody, including his fiance.
Yes. She couldn't believe. Proposal right in the middle of the main road. So folks, that's it. Thank you. Let's take some calls now. 622. Before we do that, call Miss Tate. Let's call Miss Tate. Miss Camille Tate will speak with us now. Remember Miss Camille Tate, the lady who lost 2 sons to violence, and we spoke with her. It was a really touching interview. We had people crying. Well, we're going to just hear from her this evening. And I want to say to the folks of the National Insurance Board, you know many people died without getting their grant or their pension this year. You know many of them. I must say to the staff on Ryson Road, beautiful staff, very helpful, very, very caring, very helpful, very patient. But those of you who making decisions, boy, I don't know how you all feel about people. You know, I heard that a man died the day after his pension check arrived.
Oh God.
The day after, you know. That the man couldn't hold on any longer. So I'm calling on the people at NIB or whoever make the decisions, you know, people dying and not getting their grant or their pension. Please,
Can we do better?
Can we do better than that?
22, please.
You have staff on Ryson Road that's working overtime, but it does not, you know,
doesn't correlate with the actual grants that that people come to apply for.
Retirees right now waiting, dying, and have not even gotten to see their pension what they work hard for. Come on, we could do better than that, all right? We have on the line Miss Camille Tate. Miss Tate, good evening to you.
Hi, good evening. Season greetings, Mr. Sinclair and Miss Natasha.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How was the Christmas past for you?
It was great, I should say. I would just like to thank everyone who has been supportive, and to you guys as well. Thank you so much.
So you and the children had a good Christmas, right?
Yes, we could say that.
Right.
We like ourselves. Let's put it this way.
That is so nice. And most of the people who called in here and pledged, they came through for you all as well.
Yes, they did. Out of 20, about 12 did.
Right.
Perfect.
And I appreciate it, and I thank them very much.
All right. So, Camille, we want to wish you all the best for the new year.
Same to you.
Right. And say hello to the children for us and all the folks who are around you who are looking out for you. We thank them very much.
And I thank you both as well.
You're welcome, my dear. You take care, right? And we'll keep in touch. And folks, you know, I mean, out of evil cometh good. Camille now has a bank account. And, you know, she had to go and open a bank account so that some people could have donated via online. And Natasha will, we put up the bank account number here, and we'll put it up here again for you all so that you all can still donate to Camille and the children. All right, Camille?
Yes, I appreciate it very much. Thank you again.
God bless you. Take care.
Same to you, Mr. Garth.
Okay,
Same
bye-bye.
to you. Bye-bye. Bye, Miss Natasha.
Okay, bye-bye. Folks, if you're just joining us, you're listening to Dependency. We just liming with you this evening. Just, you know, decide to not take the day off. We could have, but, you know, this commitment, it's a real commitment that we have here with you all, and we just wanted to keep next from January. We'll be broadcasting at a new time, so you listen out for that advertisement so that you can keep up with us and stay with us, because we want to try our best and maximize on this time that we have with you all and educate you all as much as possible. As Natasha said, next year, please God, we have a lot in store for you. A lot. So on the line, we have a lady who really could be described as one of the hardest working people in public service. And I'm not saying this, you know, because she's familiar with us or we're familiar with her. The fact is that this unit works 24/7, 365, and she's the director.
Definition of commitment. Miss Alana Wheeler, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Garth and Natasha, and thanks for having me on the program. Just you know, today is the last Sunday of 2021, and you know, many of us for this week coming up is a time when we would be reflecting on the past year, as we know, and we would be looking forward to see what is 2020 holding in store for us. And there is so much uncertainty with everything.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, when I compare last year this time to now, this year I would say, you know, that I lost persons who were close to me through not just through the COVID experience, but also through other illnesses. And I'm sure there isn't anyone listening now who has not lost someone who is close to them this past year or these past 2 years. And so, when you look at the spending Christmas this time, it makes you realize the importance of spending time and spending quality time for the persons who are dear to you. Because we take these things for granted, we take for granted that we would live to see tomorrow. And, the Bible says that tomorrow is not promised to us. So it's not that, we would live life however you choose to live it. But we live our lives in a way that is meaningful and where we could have positive impact on other person's lives. And also where we prepare ourselves for death, Yes. Because, many of us, we prepare for all other types of events. We prepare for weddings, we prepare for funerals, and there's much preparation that goes into the funerals. One of my loved ones who passed, they look at the outfit the person is going to wear, the shoes they're going to wear. Nobody's going to see shoes, but it's important what shoes they wear, the makeup and the hair and the jewelry and all of that. And this is to dress a body where there is no longer life in it. And so, we prepare for all these things, but we don't prepare for what happens to us after we die. And that's so important. And us deciding what happens to us after we die, we make that choice now when we're alive, and when we're living. And, it's really living a life that is pleasing to God and that pleases God. And that matters more than anything else. And that's one of the things that has driven me throughout most of my life, most of my adult life. That is what has driven me. And, we do make mistakes along the way. I have made many mistakes along the way, and I've made some bad choices. But, in making the bad choices, you learn from it and you grow from the experience. And working in the unit, you meet persons who have made some wrong choices or have made some bad choices. And our role in the unit is really to help them come out of that. With the law enforcement and stuff, they pull them out of that physically. But then you also want to encourage them to begin making right choices and wise choices for their own lives. Because the choices we make in life always has consequences. And those consequences can be good or they can be bad. The consequences can take us further ahead in life in a positive way, or it could take us back 100, 200 steps. And, with Garth, I know, even with your experience, you can share a lot on that to young persons about making good and bad choices and how it impacts your life. So, as we close off this year, we look forward to a year. There is still a lot of uncertainty with people's jobs, with finances, with life. And I always tell people, I don't know if I would live to see tomorrow. And so, for me, I have started to appreciate even more the persons who have impacted my life, because I've learned about gratitude and I've learned about being grateful for the things and for the people who have really helped us along the way. And for me, that's just the message that I would want to leave with the listeners, to really be grateful and to show, not just to be grateful, but to show gratitude and to show appreciation to all the persons who have really, really helped you along the way and impacted your life. Because you don't know if you will see them tomorrow, and you don't know if they would be alive, because we wait for funerals to tell people all the great things that they did in their life. But they're not going to hear it, and they're not going to know how much you meant to them, how much you did for them and all of that, because they're just not going to hear it.
Correct is right, yes.
So while they're alive is the time to do it, and while they have all their faculties together, not when they're on a deathbed or not when they're sick in the hospital and they can't understand things, but tell them when they're in good health. So that's the message I really want to leave for everyone. And the experiences we have had at the counter trafficking unit have been really joyful experiences, but also tearful experiences, because when you see and you hear the things that human beings do to other human beings, it really, you really wonder sometimes what's going on in people's minds, and you really realize that there are people in this world that are just not in their right mind, or they are controlled by other things. But we've seen the joyful experiences where we see that rehabilitation, that restoration. You see the joy on a person's face, for example, when they get a pair of glasses, or when they discover the gender of their baby, or all those little moments. Sometimes even when you organize documents for them, and you help them to get jobs, and you help them to get somewhere that's decent to live, and all those things. And those are everyday things that we take for granted. And they may have a child and you give something to the child. We take all these things for granted, but there are persons who are less fortunate and persons who are more vulnerable in our society who end up in situations and they just don't have. They really don't have, and they don't know any better. And when we help them out of that and we show them a better way in life, there's a better way to do things in life. There's a more meaningful way to live your life. When they appreciate you and when you see the joy on their faces, I mean, there is no salary on this earth that could compensate you for just that moment. And, so those are the things that really keeps us going in the unit. So we work, we don't work for a salary. We don't work for any person in particular. We work and we do it as unto God, and we do it to help others and the joy that we get from helping others. So I really just want to thank the Eye on Dependency for really helping us to get the message out there. There is a lot more work to be done, but I could say that really the stakeholders have come together in a really miraculous way. They have come together and they are rallying to help us do the work that we have to do. As you know, I've always said we have very, very, very limited resources, but there are so many stakeholders that are assisting us and supporting us, and we are thankful to them. And, just over the weekend, we showed some appreciation to some of those stakeholders that have been working with us. And I want to say thank you to Garth and Natasha. You also have a drive and a passion for the work and for those who are less fortunate. I am looking forward to seeing some of the good work that you're going to be doing next year with us, to really get the messages out there. And I would just like to say thank you to the staff of the counter-trafficking unit and the police officers and the Ministry of National Security, the executive and those persons who have really pushed to help us get the things that we need to get to really advance. Again, there is still much more. I mean, I wished we could have a lot more resources. I wished we could have more staff because we really do need it. But, those things are in God's hands, and we will see where that goes in the new year. We hope that it goes in a positive direction. So I have taken so much of your time.
Ms. Sheila, no doubt, and we enjoy listening to this. You said so many powerful stuff here today, this evening. We thank you very much for putting that out there. Trust me. Yeah. You said you were very powerful. Yeah.
So, and thank you to Short Man.
Mr. Hickson.
Because I only hear about Short Man virtually, and I've seen him virtually. At some point, we'll do something in person so we could meet him in person.
Yes, we will. We have plenty of work for Short Man in India.
So, Short Man and the I-95.5, where they're changing your time to 10 in the morning. I think that's good. So really looking forward to that change and to some of the programs we have coming up in 2022. And also, just everybody, all the listeners that have supported the Civilian Conservation Corps, all the persons that have come on the program. I can't even remember them offhand, or Minister or PS has been on, or PSs have been on the program. Sorry?
Ministry of Labour too as well.
Yes, Ministry of Labour, our stakeholders, and the PS at Ministry of Labour, and the Labour inspectors have been on board, and I think there was a conciliation unit person that came on the program also.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so all those persons that came on and really shared information. The interpreters, Aracelis.
Yes.
If Aracelis is listening, gracias Aracelis. Para ustedes y su trabajo importante a la unidad contra la trata de personas. Muchas gracias, Aracelis, and all the Spanish persons that came, that listened to our program and really were very open, to sharing. So there is more. There's more, this is just the close of one year, calendar year, but we continue with the work. So I do wish you all again, as you enter the new year 2022, please just enter it knowing that while there is the uncertainty of many things, that once we place our trust in Almighty God, He is able to see us through very difficult times. So thank you again.
Sorry, Miss Wheeler, sorry to interrupt, but
Shortman has just put himself
on
on screen
video so you can see who he is.
Oh gosh, no, but I need to see him in person. This virtual thing, just,
So for everybody who's wondering what short man Mr. Hinkson Burris looks like, here he is on screen.
Oh, let's vote for me for calling him short man.
But I think, is he standing up and he's standing next to something? So man, because I think see him stand up next to something,
Miss Villa, stop it.
justify his
You're going good all the time.
Alison say, oh, but he's handsome. All right,
Yes,
Alison.
he's a handsome young man.
Yes, he's also a married man. Let me.
No, why you have to tell me?
No, but
She looking bad, man.
No, but just in
case, no.
Miss Wheeler?
Yes.
God
so
bless
I'll
you.
meet him in person, I'm sure, and I'm sure you'll make those arrangements at the right time.
Yes, you'll get to meet Shortman in person.
Yes. So
thank you so much, Miss Wheeler.
thank you, and thank you for allowing me to share this moment.
You're most welcome.
Okay.
Say hello to Mom for us.
I will. Okay.
Okay, then. Take care.
All
We'll
right,
see you
bye.
next week, please, God.
Next
week. Yes.
All right.
Okay, right. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. That was Mrs. Alana Wheeler, Director of the Counter Trafficking Unit. And now we have Shortman on top with us here. Shortman, good evening.
They might want to hear your voice as well.
Yes, they might want to hear your voice, so sure you might as well say good evening too, man.
Oh gosh,
Okay,
take
go on.
yourself out.
Shortman, go on, yes? All right. So, folks, and I'll say good evening to Mayor Murchison Brown, former Mayor of Port of Spain, Murchison Brown, who and his Mrs. Brown continues to support us. I mean, we can ask for better people praying for us, and we thank you all, PS National Security Ministry, Minister of National Security, and staff of the ministry. And as Miss Wheeler said, folks, we take some calls because 622-3937, folks. You can open up your lines and take some calls for you to send your greetings as well. If you haven't had a chance to do that, you can do that now. But a lady there's that drugstore on and to all our Facebook friends too as well, Natasha. We can't forget them.
Yes.
Facebook and YouTube, who can religiously come on every Sunday, waiting for Dependency.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you a story about what happened to me on that drugstore on Arapita Avenue.
Yes.
Good evening.
Evening, Mr. Garth, even to your crew, and I'm listening with so much intent. And I know what I like what the lady said just now. Every day you see the people that we just consider loved ones around. And I know sometimes we're too busy. I know the world now has taken us in a way where we're not making time to spend quality time with people. I always emphasize, something, the most important thing is quality time spending. I know sometimes when the person is gone, then you realize it now, but the quality time. I know that message that lady said just now was so real. And I want to bring greetings to your whole station, to you. You are really a blessing. There are so many people that listen on to you and don't even call, express, but deep down in their heart, they are so, satisfied, and how you carry on your program. God continue to bless you and your crew. And let's Trinidad and Tobago, let's look to 2022 with trust in God. I know we got to trust God, and we don't understand so many things, but we just have to continue to trust Him and do what we need to do, support whoever we can at whatever point we understand that. So have a blessed one, and greetings to Trinidad and Tobago, and all the best.
Happy New Year, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Morales is the name from New Grand area.
Okay, New Grant. Wow, nice.
Right.
Thank you, Morales. Keep listening, all right?
Different story there, man. Bye.
All right, respect.
And remember, we are in the new year. We will be broadcasting from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
622-3937. Good evening.
Good evening, Garth. Good evening, Tashes.
Good evening. Janelle, how you doing?
Good. Good evening, Shortman. Oh gosh, to the annoyance of that lady. But anyway, we love her still. But to us, you always remain short, man.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I want to say thank you, God, to you and Tasha, for all the years and all the service to us and giving us all the information. And as you press forward to continue to bring us more and more information, I'd like to, just say thanks. And believe it or not, we learn little lessons, because I'll tell you something. Nobody can take a drink and open it for me, I open my own drink. I walk in. You ever see me like a bartender? But I don't know. Say, no, you want me to open the drink? No. I open my own drink. You understand? So, I mean, these are little simple things. I mean, we might look at it as being, frivolous or simple or whatever you may choose to call it. But these are little lessons that we have to take and even pass it on to others, because believe it or not, people go around and they overlook these things. They overlook these things lots of times. Even when a tag team, if you go out and that kind of thing, we overlook these things as well. So thanks again. Take care.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You take care.
Have a great
622-3937. The lines are open. You can call us. And Therese Bedis Cornelis, you're in Trinidad then?
Yes,
okay.
Listening live.
Yeah, welcome home.
Thanks for joining
us.
Good evening, season's greeting.
Hi, good evening.
Natasha. I just would like to say thanks so very much for all, I call it lessons. I look forward to each lesson every week. I have learned so much. I cry, I laugh, and God, you know how many people I shared this is hilarious when you were showing the people learning to march, and the guy who had to hold up. I showed so many persons. I demonstrated it to them. that was so hilarious, and I learned a lot about me and my daughter, about the aircraft, the museum.
Yes.
So much lessons. So I look forward. Sometimes I can't be there to sign on Facebook, but I listen in the car. I can't miss the show. Gosh, So I'd like to say God bless you all. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to next year. I pray that God give you all the strength and the knowledge and the patience. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Bianca.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Enjoy the rest of the season.
Yes, you too. Same to you.
And yours.
Yes, same to you and yours. And you know, folks, that I was telling you all about that experience I had. And it seems as though every parent, I don't know if every parent taught their children this, but my mother taught us this. You see, when somebody come knocking at your door, if you have to give them half a biscuit, don't ever run them. And I was going into that drugstore right next to Subway on Arpit Avenue, and I'm calling them out because the lady, as an adult, I find, there was this guy. Of course, he's a vagrant, so he came to purchase something. Well, another guy started cussing him from the outside. So I hear this sort of cursing, and when I go on, I see the guy, he wanted to get something to eat and drink.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't pass him. I say, what is it you want, bro? He said, I just want something to drink and something. I say, okay. So I said, I do hold the money. I went back inside, I bought what he wanted to drink for him, soft drink, and I bought his cake and carried it back. And the lady by the counter was saying, I hate Hebrew, he disgusts me. And I saying, many times Jesus probably come here already and knock on people door and they run Jesus. And they know. Because my mother always told me about the beggar and the king. And let me give you all that brief story about the beggar and the king. And some of you all may treat people better. If you forget the story, my mother taught us this when we were children, and to this day I remember it. So there was this, back in biblical time, there was this king, back then didn't have cell phone and all them things. So he sent his son on a journey to make a message then, as we say. So, but just before that, this beggar came and knocking on the king's door, and the king run him, go from here, just like the woman in the drugstore. I hate it, but it disgusts me. Go from here. King run the beggar. Beggar run, of course, the beggar to get out there, it is the king. But on the journey, the son went on, the prince went on, he got into difficulty. And the beggar had to save him, brought him back to the king. But when he knocked on the door, and when the king opened the palace door, here is the Messiah holding his son. And he's saying to the Messiah, oh, Messiah, and he praising the Messiah, and he fell down on his knees, and please come in, come in. And the Messiah dropped the son and said, no, I ain't coming in. I'm putting it in my language, come in. Just now I was here as a beggar and you run me like a dog. But you see, it's me now, you're running me. You want me to come in now. But you run me just now because you thought I was a beggar and I was smelling stink. People, this I've been trying to tell people in this country here, especially Trinidad and Tobago. You see this class thing and this caste thing, and it's not very many, there are too few and far between who recognize that that person knocking at your door, that beggar, could be the Messiah himself. So try your best now. Try your best. I've encountered plenty like that. I'm not saying I'm the Messiah, but once I'm alive and breathing, God has plans for me. And some of you out there really break my heart, boy. Trust me. Some of you so punitive still that you feel somebody use drugs and they've been to prison. They ain't worth your time. But we making 20 years, right? So I want to say God bless those who felt that I was worth their time and listened to us. Junior Williams, God bless you for giving us this start, excuse me, on this long journey. And I bless Natasha, Lord, because I couldn't do this without Natasha Nunez, this lady at my side here. I call her the MVP of our Dependency. You all don't know half the story. But she's one of the most brilliant women I've ever met in my life. That's why I decided to get married to she. Short man? Boy, yeah, nah.
I am
Short man.
He almost cried, you know. You know he's a crier. But
Yes, push,
yeah, we hearing you.
we hear you now, short man.
Wonderful.
Nice. Short man, we want to thank you too. Thank you very, very much.
Yes.
For
bringing us into this online streaming world. This is something we knew nothing about, and you helped us to, to navigate it. It was difficult at first, but I think we have the hang of it now.
Yes.
And we have you to thank for that.
Yes, short man.
My
boy.
pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Yes, short man, boy. You brought us further. We I don't want our radio listeners to feel like we left them out, but this helped us to when we had to describe cocaine and how it looked and the paraphernalia. Now we could have shown it to people, and that took us to another level. And then we showed documentaries and you name it. We showed the film. You could watch a film on radio. Come on. 6223937. Let's take another call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Merry Christmas.
Same to you.
My name is Anthony. I'm 20 years clean. Well clean, eh? I don't measure at all. God is a good God.
Right.
Congrats to you. Well done.
God save me. God, there is both house, boy. And you see me a morning there. You saw me a morning, my brother. I go and check Michael and then in the boat house. But with your input and Natasha's input, God have me in a way that any mistake I make, God go bust my throat, boy. Yeah, I have to respect God and respect the people that dealing with God. And God, you and Natasha, all are dealing with God. And will respect that, and I will stay doing the things that I have to do to stay clean. And we have to do so many things. We have to give back to the addict. You see, like how you say you went in the drugstore and the person needed help, and it's still helping. Don't mind what. This is good. We cannot give up. We have to just keep doing the right things. That when God sees us doing the right things, God will preserve us and God will keep us. Yes, if God sees you doing the wrong thing, you feel you will get the wrong thing, that thing, God will mush you up. You have to do the right things for God to strengthen you. You understand? And that boy in the line, all them years, I went through real thing, boy. My good buddy, LT, he died. And LT was one of the fellas and them who helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Yes. LT strengthened me, boy. Don't care what. LT was a good man in my eyes. And you got, you're a good man in my eyes. You really don't know who is me, you know. I only telling you he's Anthony, but you don't know who is Anthony. I work with the Birds House. I go all about and talk about jobs for free.
Right.
I woke up in Palo in the empowerment center up there. But I reach an age where I resign. But brother, I stay clean.
Stay clean, my brother. Stay clean. Stay clean.
And main man in this cleanliness is God. Yeah, like God, boy. Without him, we are nothing.
I just want to wish you all the best, my brother. Thank you very much for that testimony.
Yeah.
And may God give you strength to continue to stay on the clean path, all right?
Brother. Yeah.
God bless you, man.
Next year I will be calling all the regular, man.
All right. Respect.
I love all you. All your strength. Good. You know, Natasha, all keep it up.
Love you too,
right?
man. Okay.
And don't forget the addicts.
Nope, we won't forget at all.
For the addicts.
Yes, man.
God bless.
God bless.
All right.
Yes, those of you who, again, would have benefited from listening to us, we thank you very much, and we say God bless you on your journey. Good evening.
Yeah, evening, Mr. God.
Evening.
You know, I just don't know what joining in the story. You said, you know, up in my area, there is this guy here. Since I'm 54 years old now. And since I was 15 years old, I started junior second. I was shopping in the night up at Princeton. I know sometimes when I go into the shop, he will ask, he say, I want $2 to drink, cricks, and a piece of cheese. I know I see this when people ask me. I know I can remember the other night when I passed, and I didn't have to stop. I didn't have to stop by the parlor, and I passed the parlor, and I saw him sit down below the parlor. Everybody asking this man have life, but I know him on the road over 42 years now. They always call him Vegas, and imagine there's so many people that have all the comforts of their life, and one thing they lose is life, and I know they will beg for that last life. And look how he on this road living, eating from dustbin. You have a pants that about doing a shirt, and he walk anywhere I ride you. He ain't getting no COVID, he ain't getting no cold, nothing. You know, it's so amazing, Mr. God, that story you now share there. And you know, sometimes it's who we help, we don't even realize that who we are helping to these guys. I know this COVID should be awareness for all of us in society already. We think as how we treat people and how we move from day to day. Because tomorrow is promised of none of us. You know, so I'm joining you in the little message that he gave just now.
Yes.
And for that day, that now call the encouragement, brother, and hold tight there and have a let God be a guide and a hold. And sometimes we fall that, but because they get back up and move again.
Correct.
Yeah, man. That's one. Yeah, man.
Respect, man.
Yes, and that's a very good point she made about COVID. I mean, we have been living with COVID for almost 2 years now, and I don't think some of us have woken up to the reality that that life is very short and very precious. But I don't think we all have come to the understanding that that we as human beings on this planet, we really need to take stock of how we treat each other and the planet and the animals on it. Climate change is a real thing. This is a disease that is zoonotic in nature, meaning that it jumps from animals to humans. And how we treat animals and the environment that we live in says a lot about where we are right now. So I hope that, in the coming year that we try to understand a little bit more about that, about the relationship between humans and the environment and the animals that God put here. Not for us to have dominion over them, but for us all to live in peace and harmony, right? That's the ideal. But we are destroying our planet and destroying ourselves in the process. So my fervent wish for the world is that we understand how precious our relationship with this one green planet that we have.
Yeah, well said.
And preserve it.
Well said.
Not just for ourselves, but for future generations.
Well said. And I even want to add to that, the way we treat each other in this, for our country so small, we have so many angry people, and I don't know why they're angry. And I look at this mask on our face as,
remember when you almost cried when you seeing people when we parked up in a gas station in Central, and you're watching all of these people walking around with their masks, and he almost was in tears because he was like, it was just so surreal.
What have we done? This is what I asked the question. I think to Natasha and say, what have we done? I see people coming out of BMW, Mercedes, Prados, Tidas, but everybody have one thing in common: this cloth around the nose and mouth. And I saying, but what did we do? What did we do? And the Lord now allow us to see everybody's eyes alone. And we still angry. We still hating. And this is what amazing me about my people in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm looking at you, I don't know when God step in this world. I don't know how we going to cleanse it. Because you're going to a store, you're going to a business, a place of business, you're still getting attitude, you still cannot see God take away the smile. You're just seeing the eyes. And they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. But we have some real dirty souls out there, boy. I ain't lying. And it freaks me out sometimes. Sometimes, you approach people, you say good morning, they don't want to answer, you have to say it again. And I say, but what it is we don't understand about this mask? What? There's a next message, folks. There's a message behind this. And it's time we start loving each other. It's time. I don't know. Maybe we naive. Maybe it cannot happen. Maybe we cannot see another person as another brother or sister, whether they come out of jail, St. Anne's, a rehab facility. Why we can't love each other? What is the problem? What is our problem? How do we feel good going to bed knowing that we stop somebody from achieving? Do we? You're strange kind of people.
Them up on Facebook. This social media thing is a blessing and a curse.
Shortman, before we take another call, Shortman, you want to wish the listeners any greetings? Yes, on behalf of you and your family.
I just want to wish Trinidad and Tobago Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I will say wear your mask, wash your hands. I'm seeing a lot of not so social distancing taking place. But I'm in Tobago for the holidays. Coming back next week, but there's no social distancing anymore, I should say.
Yeah, because just today Natasha I was doing something in the yard and Natasha pulled out the measuring tape and she said, God, look what 6 feet is. And and I said, but people not observing that at all, short man. People still running up on you and a lady bunks me and telling me sorry. I say sorry. I say I end up in the hospital, you come to tell me sorry. What it is you're doing? 6 feet is 6 feet. What it is we don't know about that.
It is not that they don't care, they're just not bothered.
They don't feel they have to pay attention to that, just like wearing your mask properly,
I don't know what to say.
You have to try to do what we can do, and both people who come too close to you, you have to resort to that sometimes now because,
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but again, for a country so small, I'm hoping that one day we would wake up in Trinidad and Tobago and realize we are all we have. And every
Not
time
nobody coming to save us. No,
yeah,
right.
and anytime you empower someone, you empower their family. Anytime you try to destroy someone, you destroy their family. You see, you just seeing them, you just getting the phone call or WhatsApp from them. But understand that there are people waiting on them too as well, and depending on them. And when you hurt them, you hurt our family too. You don't just hurt them alone. If we would just live like that, Trinidad and Tobago, I tell you, I was gone from Trinidad and Tobago, gone. I was working in Canada. My brother and sister live in Canada. When I came back home, everybody tell me, "What you coming back there for, boy? What you going back there for? Stay out there now, boy." And I say, no, something missing. Something is missing. I understand the position that you hold, and understand that there are a number of people who would like to become a sailor or a soldier, prison officer, police officer. You there now. That special thing that we did. I keep telling you all that. You all are not ordinary. We did something special. When I get face to face with you all, hopefully in the new year, I'll remind you of that special thing that we did. And this is why when a serviceman goes left, God doesn't forgive you much for doing it. So I'm asking you all, please, once again, you youngsters who have a chance to wear and represent the different colors of the protective services of Trinidad and Tobago, think before you sink. Think. I'm begging you all, think. I'm telling you, there are a number of retired soldiers, if you call them in the morning, they show up on muster before you all, because they understand the power of where you are right now. I'm begging you all, please, especially you recruits who just pass out. You just graduated from the police academy. You didn't become a police officer to brutalize people. You didn't become a prison officer to beat nobody, child. Please understand where you all are and cherish your career. What you have is a career. You don't have a work. You don't have a job. It's a career you have in the military, in the paramilitary organization. Please, I beg you all, don't throw it away. Please don't throw it away.
Thank you very much, Rodman, for that. What is the mood like? Tell us if you're in Tobago. I mean, something very significant happened in Tobago this year. What is the mood like in the sister Isle?
I am tempted to go to the beach, but I'm waiting till in the morning.
Right.
To go at about 5:30.
Right.
Gotcha. Several of my nephews are lifeguard officers, so they were out too for the past couple of days. Also, I want to say special hello to the Woods family here in Charlottesville. Sean Woods, the police officer who passed away.
Yes.
He's also from Charlottesville as well, but he moved to Trinidad. Okay. So I want to say hello to his family up here as well. Right, man. And I will know a few people lost their parents last night and this morning as well here in Tobago.
Wow. Boy, whatever it is God trying to tell us, whatever it is happening, I hope we are wrong to see the results of this, and that we can once again welcome that sunrise without fear. You know, already looking forward to that. And once again, Shortman, we want to thank you for all the work that you've done for us in 2021, and we look forward to having you take us to another level in 2022. We have, as Natasha said, we have lots coming in 2022. And all of you on Facebook here right now and YouTube who continue to join us every Sunday, remember, we'll be changing the time from next program from this one from 10 to 12 and 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And we look forward to that because we, as I said, we're gonna take it on. We're celebrating 20 years, and then Natasha and I celebrating 10 years of marriage in December 31st this year. So there's another celebration, real celebration. 10 years, folks. Imagine I know this lady.
Decade.
Yes, 25 years I know Natasha. I know people, and just imagine finding, you know. And I've always said to addicts out there and fellows coming out of prison, I wish you find, you know, someone of this nature, so that, because when I met Natasha the first time, it was like, yeah, you are a guy act together, you know, this is no stupid little girl, you know. And you know, she gave me a little trouble and thing, but
but you didn't like the short pants I used to wear to work.
yeah, it was very scuffy and all kind of thing.
Yeah, I had to pull up my socks a bit too.
No, but folks, without Dependency, without Natasha, I could tell you all here without a shadow of a doubt that I could not have done this alone. And when I made that phone call from Flatbush in Brooklyn 20 years ago, I remember telling Tony that, and I was writing the book called To Hell and Back, and Tony said, no, call it, you could give it a different name. I said, well, okay, the name of the book is from Flatbush to Port of Spain, or something like that, you know. But the fact is that, as I said, I was out on Tobago, because I was watching them guys out there in America, and telling, boy, where you going? I say, brethren, I break enough rules in my life, and my time coming to an end, the time allotted to me, and I will leave the people country. I ain't going underground to run from ICE and all these people, and every time I ain't doing that. And thank God I didn't, because now we were able.
To not deport you.
Yeah, you know, and that was
put their hands on you.
Yeah, no, I was just I just didn't want to be a fugitive any longer from justice or from the law, or being broken enough rules as a cocaine addict, and I just didn't want to go through that any longer. So I came back home. I told Natasha from that payphone in Flatbush, Natasha, I want to come back home. And I told her about Independent, what I'm thinking. We didn't have a name for the program yet. I just called her and said, Natasha, I want to come back home, and I want to go on radio to warn people about this drug. Because if this thing bring me down with all the discipline I have, then the other person who don't have as much physical and mental strength as I do going to die from it. And so said, so done. I've lived to see a lot of people go in and out of prison, die, you name it, from this deadly drug. So people, just say no. Gosh?
I think I've said what I need to say. I just it's left to me to thank everyone who has supported us, not just this year, but throughout. From God said, as our journey started at another frequency, and we landed here at I-95 a few years later, and we've been here ever since. So we're very grateful for the opportunity to use this medium, which is my first love, to share information, to share people's stories, to share inspiring stories and work for our country. This is why we do it. We don't pay ourselves enough. We're not remunerated enough, but I think the reward is seeing people's lives changed and impacted by the work that we do. So yes. Thank you to everybody who has been with us from the start and who joined us along the way.
Yes, and to you again, folks on Facebook and YouTube, we want to thank you very much for looking forward to us every Sunday and coming and supporting and giving your comments and ideas, and we love you. All right, we have time for one or two more calls, so let's take that. 622-3937. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Garth and Natasha.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm okay. I'm good. We are in the land of the living.
Yes.
Merry Christmas to you all and all the best for 2022. From what you all are saying, I expected exciting things. I'm feeling excited already. The other the same frequency, when you and your partner had a show late into the night, and used to talk about greenwood, Pomsy tea, and all kind of things.
Natasha.
Yes, that was the Abercrombie Street days.
Green Pomsy tea or some kind of thing. I just how long I'm listening to you, girl.
Yes.
You know, and then you come together with Garth, and you all have formed a beautiful union, and it's fantastic. So I'm looking forward to what 2022 holds, and so that I know the caliber of people that you are, the program is just going to get better and better. So thank you guys and all the best.
All right, same to you.
Thank you very much.
Andy, the boss Williams boy, old soldier, thank you very much for joining us, man. Really appreciate that. Andy Williams still serving. Andy retired yet, right? But old soldier Andy, fit as a fiddle. When you call a man fit, you know he fit, eh?
Yeah, sure.
Right. Andy Williams, nice to hear you, brother. Nice. So, folks, we wanted anybody could tell me about Miss Digo Martin. I have not heard her on radio for a while, and I asked that, but nobody seemed to know what happened to Miss Digo Martin. And I hope she's all right. Mr. Pinal, I hope you're all right too, boy. I hope you're doing all right. And
Mr. Pinal.
Yeah, I ain't heard Pinal too. No, I think I heard him
recently.
Yes,
like last week or so. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mr. Pinal, I hope you're doing all right. You know, and there's and everybody else on this radio station, this frequency. You know, all the presenters and folks who come here religiously every day, starting with Dale and Tony in the morning, and you know, JD and Kerr right here, and Ardeen and Mariano and John Benoit, John Gill and Cameron, the big man in the business, boys, Tom and Tom, and everybody else. Hoping forget about Kwesi and the other presenters who would come here, or you know, clients who would come from time to time. We wish you all the best for the new year.
Project Hope,
yes, Mr. Wilson, and of course Miss Giselle Chance, keeping that legacy alive. All of you, and again, those of you on our Facebook and YouTube family, God bless you all. Natasha and family and everybody else, God bless you all.
And we look forward to hearing you again, or speaking to you again
in the new year
2022.
Yep, God's willing. Short man, all right, boy, enjoy Tobago.
Yes, enjoy it for us.
All right, enjoy it for us. Yeah, man, and just some Bene sticks will do for me. That is it.
I want nut cake.
And Natasha want nut cake, right? So you have an assignment. All right, folks, take care. Be safe. Up next, the Anglican Hour, right, girl? Right, so folks, the Anglicans have their program coming up next from 8 p.m. So
thank you very much. Enjoy
safe.
the rest of the holidays.
Listen, all you folks on Facebook and everybody else, have a good
Happy New Year when it
see you in the new year. Bye-bye.
She said I give you what you want, but just please don't stop this jam.
Yes, be careful.
This is reality radio at its best. Eye on Dependency on I-95.5 FM.